If I could go back to when I started creating online, here are 5 things that I would do differently. Hey, my name is Kamga. If this is the first time we're meeting, why? Why are we meeting for the first time just today? Not cool, man. But thanks for showing up, I'm glad you came to the party. Anyway, I'm a husband, a writer, and a poet, and I moved to the US a couple of months ago, actually a year, a couple of months earlier. And my passion is to be able to help people tell their stories, tell the stories that only they can tell. And I want them to tell the stories through blogs, podcasts, YouTube. And on this channel, I make videos like this one where I actually share the things that I wish I knew so that you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did. So let's get into the video right now. The first thing I'll do is that I'll start blogging earlier. I started blogging in 2012, and that blog built my identity in a way that I eventually thought that I could do this whole writing thing. Before I even got into podcasting, before I even got into YouTube, before I got into anything, writing was my primary thing. And if I could go back, I would actually start earlier. I would start way earlier. I would start writing even when I did not know what I was going to write about. Why? Because then I'll actually be able to look and have a body of work and see some trends and pick out, like, this is what I like writing about, this is what people like writing about, and then find that mid space between those two, because that's where you win. Whether it's a blog, podcast, YouTube, whatever it is, you want to find the things that you are good at and things that people like, because when you do that, you have that space where you're providing a need and you're also fulfilling a need that you have yourself. So that's the first thing I'll do. I will start earlier, like podcast, YouTube, whatever it is. If I could go back, I would just start way earlier. So I don't know if you've watched the video that I made. I made a video where I was talking about the things that I would do different if I was starting writing in 2019, and it's right here. You can check and then see for yourself what I'm talking about when it comes to writing specifically. The second thing I'll do is that I'll write every day. Yes, there's burnout and people cannot keep it consistently, but a couple of months ago I actually tried this experiment where I wrote every day for 30 days, and then I realized that it's actually possible. Like, I am intellectually aware that I can actually write every day. Now, the quality of that writing and the kind of writing, that might well be the issue be. So if you're writing a book, for example, you might choose to write an hour a day for that book. You might choose to write poetry every day. You might choose to, maybe actually to rephrase it, I'll not say I'll write every day, because that might mean that some days that I don't want to write, I'll force myself to write, which can backfire. If you force yourself to do things, it might end up being terrible and it can also end up being good. But I would publish every day. That is much more clear. So even if I sit on one day and I'm inspired and I write 7 articles, I'm not going to just publish all the 7 articles on that particular day. I'm going to keep them, and that's 7 days worth of articles I can publish, or 7 weeks worth of articles based on how consistent I want it to be. So another thing that I will do is I will actually write every single day and find a way to publish every day, because I'll be building that writing muscle. I'll come up with ideas. I'll have proof, data, and a body of work to see where my style, my voice is from. Because if you have an issue with finding voice, an issue with, okay, what is my own voice as a writer, what am I doing, what is going on, writing on a regular basis is one way to actually find out, because then you don't have to think about it. You can literally just look and see, like, this is how I sound, this is what I do, this is what I write, this is what I'm interested in, this is what people are interested in. So that's another thing I'll do. I will write every single day. 3, start a newsletter. The word newsletter for me, I like to prefer to say start a community, because I think a newsletter is all about having a place where people have said, hey, we want to see your work on a regular basis, send it to us. That's what a newsletter is. It's like people who have signed up, who say, we like your writing, we want to receive more of it on a regular basis. The reason why newsletters are popular, I feel, is because there, on newsletters, you get access to people's email addresses. People are more likely to open their email addresses. You can send them things directly, whether it's buy my book or clap on my story or I just made this video. You can literally write an email, send it to hundreds of people, thousands of people, whoever it is that has signed up to your newsletter. That's one thing that I'll start earlier, because as you build your audience, you would have people who will be there with you for the long time. And when you have a place where okay, when I make a video, these are people who have said they want to see my content. They've already given me permission. A newsletter or a community that you build is that place where whatever you make, you already know that the people at the other end of the screen want to receive it. And it's great for your, I would say, ego boost, or, feeling like people care. And whether it's one person or 5 people or 10 or 1,000 people, if you treat your newsletter or your community like it was just you and the person, because it is real people behind those screens. Like, there's actual people who've clicked and said, you know what, we want to receive your content. So I would start a newsletter if I was starting my online community again for the first time this year. Or if I could go back, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll start a newsletter as soon as I could. The next thing that I would do if I could go back, is I would diversify my writing as much as I could. What does that mean? People tend to say, find a niche, find an area that you're good at, find an area that you're expert in. But if you're starting in the beginning, you don't yet know what you're good at. It could take you 100 to 1,000 articles for you to even know what you sound like on paper. You need to have things that you've made that would show you what you're good at. You can think that you're a terrible poet, but until you write a couple of poems and then people tell you like, maybe you shouldn't be writing poetry, then you know for sure. So the reason why I would diversify my writing, and I would recommend that you diversify your writing if you're starting anytime soon, is because you want to have enough feedback to know what works and what doesn't work. So when you write in many areas, say you try a poem, you try non-fiction, you try fiction, you try different kinds of poems, you try haikus, you try tankas, when you try things, you say throw the spaghetti on the thing and find what sticks. When you finally find what sticks, then you are ready to now start going deep and becoming the best at that particular thing. For me, still writing a lot of things. Like I did a lot of I diversified my writing. I wrote some fiction, some non-fiction, but a lot of more poetry than I am writing right now. I wrote a lot more poetry in the beginning. Poetry for me was a way of escaping. And if you're interested in poetry, writing poems and things like that, let me know in the comment section if something I want to do. Just let me know. And by the way, like this video if you like it, and share it if you share it. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, diversifying your writing provides you with a lot of data that you can use to objectively decide if you're good at something or not. So that's what I'll do, and that's what I recommend you do. If you're starting up, write in many areas, submit in different magazines. If you're on Medium, use different tags. Find out what works by trying many things. The last thing is to start a blog. So now, in the video before starting 2019, I said you should write on Medium. The reason why I'm saying you should start a blog now is because writing and blogging are very close siblings. Blogging is the way to sell. Let me explain. Blogging is like salespeople talk. When you come to a blog, you have a couple of minutes to figure out, do I like this blog? Is this person going to help me out? When you search something on Google and you see a blog post, somebody actually explains the tutorial. Or even on YouTube. When I say start a blog, I actually don't mean just a blog, just the writing part, because if you're a person who's interested in a podcast, you might want to start a podcast. If you're interested in videos, you might want to start a YouTube channel. So start a blog basically means start something that you will create consistently that actually provides you, the whole community thing we talked about. Why? You will learn more than writing or more than making videos. You will learn how to market your videos. You will learn how to edit your videos. You will gain all these ancillary skills that you will still need as a creator to grow. If I was starting online, if I could go back, that's what I would do. I will start something. Podcast, YouTube, blog. Like right now, I do all of them. I write on Medium. I have a podcast called Loving Creative Podcast. And I have this YouTube channel that you're watching right now. Yeah, those are the things that I would do. I would start a blog earlier than I did. I would start a newsletter. I would write every single day. I would diversify my writing, and I will start a blog. Those are the 5 things that I feel if I could go back, that's what I will do. So let me know in the comment section if there's something that you want to add. Is there something that you wish to do if you're starting? Are you creative? Are you somebody who's interested in telling stories? Do you want to tell better stories? Let me know what kind of content, what question you have about storytelling, writing, blogging, podcasting, all that shenanigans that you want me to do. I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, you can check out the video here that I put that is interesting, and another video here that YouTube put that is interesting. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.